Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new day of Road to TCG Worlds 2019. If you're watching YouTube, don't forget to leave a like, it really helps out the channel. And if you're watching live with me on Twitch, thank you so much for being here. We are, as you guys decided, moving on to Buzzwole, Garbodor, Weavile. I'm actually going to replace the floating jump love with a shiny Buzzwole, right, to accompany us throughout this games. And so we have Baby Buzzwole, 130 HP and Ultra Beast, and then Sledgehammer dealing 30 damage. And if your opponent has exactly 4 prize cards remaining, you deal 90 more damage, which is a pretty big number. Otherwise, 30 without strong energies and whatnot is not too impressive, but you do have Diancie to make that 50. You do have Beast Energy to make that 60, and you also have Choice Band to make that 60, or in combination, it becomes a really big number, right? And then Sledgehammer, in the Sledgehammer turn, you can deal very big amounts of damage with Diancie, the Beast Energy, and once again, the Choice Band. And we also have Shrine of Punishment to weaken opposing GX Pokemon. So a good card overall. Swing Around probably won't be used too much, but it does deal 80 damage, and then you flip 2 coins, and you deal 20 more damage for each heads, and a Psychic weakness for Buzzwole. Now we combine it with Diancie, as I mentioned, with its ability Princess's Cheers, your fighting type Pokemon to 20 more damage. Then we also have the Garbodor lineup, Trash Avalanche dealing 20 damage for each item card in your opponent's discard pile. So either they play item cards and you do a lot of damage, or they don't play item cards and their deck becomes very limited or a little bit limited in a way. So it's a win-win for you to be playing the Garbodor. Then we also have Weavile for the same reasoning. Evil Admonition deals 50 damage for every Pokemon that your opponent has in play that has an ability. So if they play their Pokemon down with abilities, you do more damage. If they don't, then their strategy is not at full speed, if you will. Now we also have a Magcargo line in order to help us guarantee the cards that we need, guarantee that we get the cards that we need thanks to Smooth Over, allowing us to search our deck and put whatever card we want at the top. And then we have Thero Prism Star, which essentially acts as an extra basic for Trubbish, for Sneasel, or even for Slugma at times. And then we have Oranguru to combine with Magcargo, and just to give us a little bit of extra draw power at any point in the game. Now, supporters wise, we have 4 Lily, 4 Guzma, 3 Cynthia, and 2 Professor Kukui, so a similar engine to the previous decks we've had, except we have Magcargo and Oranguru in this one, so that should smooth over things a little bit more, pun intended. And so that should definitely help. And then Lily and Professor Kukui go really well with Magcargo's ability too. Now we have 4 Ultra Ball and 4 Nest Ball to search for the Pokemon that we need. We have double Rescue Stretchers to we can have the right attacker for the right situation, a single switching card, a single Field Blower, and a single Acrobat to combine once again with Magcargo. And finally we have triple Choice Band to increase our damage output against GXs, along with Shrine of Punishment, which in between turns you place 1 damage counter onto GX Pokemon. And that allows us to soften things up so that Weavile needs less abilities in play to get a knockout. Same for Garbodor, and then same for Buzzwole. Energy wise, we have 4 Rainbow, 4 Unit, and a single Beast. And so, big props to Robin Schulz, the current world champion, for the lists, and we'll see what we can do with this deck. I don't like the counter energy. I do like it. It's just Robin did pretty well with the deck without it. You could definitely put it back in. It just doesn't seem as necessary, I would say, anymore. Mediocre-ish starting hand. You always want to start with Buzzwole if possible. And we also don't have a draw supporter for our first turn. We only have the Guzma. And there it is. There's a Cynthia, so that's pretty nice. We are in a Ditto Mirror match, which is pretty funny looking. You think it's busted, Sir Bandage? I mean, it is pretty good, but it only works for Swing Around, right? I mean, it can be an extra Rainbow for Trash Avalanche or for Evil Admonition, but I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to attach the energy here, and then I'm going to go ahead and Cynthia. Thoughts on Lucario Expanded, Telly? Lucario Expanded is pretty good. Definitely pretty good. Wow, I even have a switch. I think I'm just gonna pass for now. No, let's go ahead and switch. Lucario expanded is pretty good. It's been doing pretty well at Cups. I think Israel Sosa really hit the nail on the head at Anaheim with it, and I think Lucario is gonna have a big presence in expanded coming up in Dallas, especially because Focus Ash is so good with it. To set up a pseudo checkmate with swing around, yeah. I mean, I can see the merits of the counter energy for sure. You got forced on Saturday a leak up with Lucario Rail. There you go. Lucario does seem to be gaining a lot of traction and popularity with many people. Okay, so we're gonna see a Lele for the Elms. It seems like we're gonna get a knockout on this Ditto, which makes me very happy. And we are up against Zork, which is usually a really good matchup for this. I think we're up against Zork. Yep, we're up against Zork. That was your first stop? Wow, very nice, Rail. Congratulations. Congratulations. Okay. Wow, okay, so my opponent will end up deciding to retreat. Okay, so we can evolve into double Trash Challenge potentially. Definitely evolving into one at least. Also attaching Rainbow. I have a feeling we're up against Zora Gyarados maybe? Or Zora Control, which would be really bad. And therefore, I'm gonna save that Ditto for a Weavile, I think. Ugh, what a terrible hand. No, I guess I could have gotten my cargo actually. And 50 damage. Okay, so Lycanroc. Zora Lycanroc at least, not Zoro. Not Zora Control, which is good news. The Diancie being promoted is bad. Because now I need a Kuzma. What deck did I play at the Weekend League Challenge? I played Zorg. I played Zoro Control for Standard because it was a best of 3 League Challenge. And I went 0-3 drop. I went 0-3 drop at my Standard League Challenge. So that was not very nice. That was definitely not very nice. Okay, I have a feeling my opponent's gonna be super cautious with his item cards. He's being very cautious, right? With only one there. So I think it's okay to get rid of the Garb. Sure, let's go ahead and discard these. And then let's set up my cargo. Then my cargo will give me the Kuzma. And then I can put a lot of pressure onto my opponent here. So there we go, my cargo is fine. Weavile is gonna be the MVP, I feel though. And so a Choice Band will let me knock out one shot a Zork. I think I still Kuzma the Zork with energy. Maybe the one with no energy. Or do I just take the free prize? Or do I go after the Lycanroc? That might be a little better. Nah. Yeah, let's pressure that Zork. Because in order for him to get a return KO on this particular puzzle, he needs Stadium, Full Bench, and DCE. Bad matchups. I mean, I faced Buzzwole round 1, and I had him under control. Except I flipped double Crushing Hammers, I failed to remove one of the energy, and then I played Team Skullgrunt that turn. And he had Guzma and Multi-Switch, and he had a Lycanroc on the bench, and he had a GX. And so I Team Skullgrunted, he had no... he had the combination of cards to win because he had the energy in play, but he had no draw cards and no energy. and then he top decked the energy and he beat me game 1, and then I dead drew game 2. Next I went up against Zorak, Lycanroc, Weavile, and same thing. Like every time my team Soul Grunted, I never hit an energy, and then when I did, wow, did my opponent actually not trade? I think my opponent didn't trade. When I did hit an energy, I team Skull Grunted so many times and I never hit an energy when you need to hit them, right? And then he would trade and find the energy, find the right combination of cards to get a knockout. So that was the issue. And then I lost to Metagross Soul Calio. That's 100% a really bad matchup. Oh wow, now we see a Sudowoodo. Sudowoodo is pretty terrible as well. Single item card still. So we're not even dealing, we're dealing 0 damage here. We're actually dealing 0 damage. And my bench is full of so many bad cards. I need him to knock out my Garb. And I need him to and I need to bench two Weaviles at the same time. Without the switch, no, I won't be winning this match. My start was just too really awful. And then he's gonna knock out my Buzzwole this turn with that Kuzma most likely. And then I'm gonna need a Kuzma myself. What's the best variant of Zorak and Expanded in your opinion? For best of 1, Zorogarb. For best of 3, Zorotoad. This deck takes tough matchups to Malar and Gramble? Yes, 100%. TGB, you top deck up Saturday with Ninja Clowns. Wait, Ninja Clowns? What's Ninja? Oh shit, Ninja. Okay. But then misplayed your top 8 match against this deck and turned a sure win into a loss on time. Oof. I'm sorry. RMP0, did you arrive late for the Magical Warlord? Yes. That was the first deck that we featured. We are now on our 3rd deck. So you did arrive late, but the video will be up on YouTube. Hopefully sometime like very soon after the stream ends. Yeah. Okay, I definitely don't think my opponent would even want to knock out the Garb if he can't Kuzma. Yeah, wow, wait, what? Zoro, Lycan, Gyarados? 4 items now in the discard pile. Is he really going to take a knockout here? I think that would be a mistake, but he does. I went for a Buzzwole because I expected my opponent to go after my Buzzwole. So now going after that Buzzwole feels like a mistake. Ugh, darn it. Okay, definitely need to set up a Sneasel here though. Which he will probably be able to knock out. That Sudowoodo is being super annoying. And that extra Buzzwole is just a slap in the face for us. So we're gonna Sledgehammer. Get 2 prize cards, Nest Ball and Kuzma. Neither card is useful because I won't be able to find the energy I need for the Weavile if I manage to set up the Weavile. Like if my Sneasel survives. And then no Shrine. The deck is just super clunky, super clunky. Is Magikarp Wailord going to be tier 1? Not in Standard. Maybe in Expanded, I don't know yet. I haven't tried it out, but I don't think it's going to be in Standard. At least not in Naganadel Quagsire. Okay, if my opponent knocks out the Buzzwole, that's going to be a big mistake. His goal this turn has to be to either knock out the Sneasel or the Magcargo. Probably the Sneasel. I think KOing the Sneasel wins him the game. This deck is so clunky. You need so many things, and you want the Dance in the bench, and the Makaru on the Oranguru, so bench space is at a premium. Sudowoodo is just, like I said, a kick in the face. He's gonna Guzma and GX knock out the poor Sneasel here. I mean, that was, I guess, best case scenario, that he didn't find a TCG. He has lost 2 of them. So this is not completely terrible, but it's also not great. So I want to Guzma this turn? No. I'm gonna attack the Lycanroc. Oh, I would have gotten the energy. That's such a big deal. That is actually such a big deal. Okay, I need to set up a draw supporter here. That's not Lily, of course. My hand is so clunky and so plugged up of bad cards. And then I'll Sledgehammer. Should I attach? No, that just makes it an even bigger target. Yeah, sometimes it rolls smooth and other times it clunks out big time. This is one. And I feel like it clunks out big time more than it runs smoothly. Carp loses hard to Sceptile GX to be viable in Standard. Then again, you're in love with Sceptile GX right now. Okay, Acerola means no Guzma. So that means Weavile survives. And my opponent leads with Acerola? Doesn't feel good. There's a Ditto. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 abilities. We have knockout. Even if he didn't push the Ditto, the Stadium helped us get the knockout. Either Stadium. Yeah, the thing is, Sceptile GX isn't very popular though. But yeah, Sceptile GX can sometimes get some like free wins. Just because of how high HP it has and the energy removal. Okay, so we're gonna see apparently Gyarados come out as well. 4, 5 items only still. Now 6 abilities, so Weavile is gonna get a knockout here. If this Cynthia can get me a stretcher, I might be able to just outright win the game. I really do need a stretcher here. I have both trash owners in the discard pile, that's not great. Quagsire with Wailord in Expanded? Okay. Okay. If I could judge this turn, that would be amazing, but I'm not playing Judge. Okay. So, energy there, and then we will send. Yeah, putting all these cards back feels very bad. Oh my god. Wow. That's just a brutal hand to get. That is honestly a very brutal hand to get. And that's gonna be game. Well, I mean, that's a 3rd DP. No, I can't win. I can't win. That's a brutal hand to get. Okay. Archie's worked slightly better, but wasn't quite where he wanted it to be. So he's going to work on it today and try to get a faster pop-off. I mean, faster than turn 1 pop-off. If he had a Shrine constantly damaging stuff. How many Guzmas does my opponent play? Just 1. Yeah, there's no way we win here. There's absolutely no way we can win here. We can't win. I'm just gonna concede. Our start was just awful, awful, awful. The way the deck flowed was just horrible. Tropical Shake is a thing with Choice Band. Yeah, I mean, Magikarp Wailord, the grass weakness is definitely, it's a bigger thing in Expanded, I think, because Zoropod has taken some traction. Alolan Executor is more popular in Expanded, I think, than in Standard. But in Standard, there's Lost March and Alolan Executor. So yeah, the weakness holds it back a little bit, but also, like, it's good, but it takes a lot to get going, right? Like, the card itself is good, but all the support it needs behind it, that's what becomes probably a bit too costly. Okay, so we get to go first. We're up against Blacephalon or Macargo GX. 4 energy in your starting hand in the 9 energy deck. Okay. And yeah, Vespiquen. Yeah, Vespiquen in Expanded is also a pretty big deal. Yeah, Shotgun Nostrils. I can definitely... I mean, I'm pretty sure I featured Sceptile GX before with Lurantis. It definitely didn't do too well. It's a deck that I haven't updated in a while, so yeah, definitely can try to do that. Okay, so we deal 10 damage on turn 1. Broken. Awful start though, and immediate counter Stadium. Okay. So yeah, eventually I'll revisit Sceptile GX for sure. And there's some merit to it in Expanded, I think, as well. A little bit of it. So Stadium. Mysterious Treasure. Or Boyball. I mean, our Trubbish is safe. It could get burned and poisoned. I mean, burned and confused. But no, my plan is just gonna go for the Burst GX, which makes sense. Didn't get a draw supporter, but it has a Stadium, so okay. That's decent. I don't wanna attach any of these energies. Why? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll stomp off them. And energy. Rescue Stretcher for the Naganadel, so even his Burst GX helps him. Wow. And Hala. I so dislike Hala in every deck. I so dislike Hala. The reasoning behind Hala is so flawed in my opinion. So flawed. And then mind blown for knockout. Henry, thank you so much for the bits. Very kind of you. Thank you so much for always being very kind and helping the cup fill up. Thank you so much. Let's sacrifice Diancie, I guess. Oh, come on, deck. Come on. Why are you doing this to me? This is so brutal. So brutally bad. This is so brutally bad. This deck sucks. How can people win League Cups with this deck? This deck sucks so much. Okay. Okay. There's a Cynthium. And okay, it chooses to only Bursting Burn. That does delay my Garb. He has a Guzma. Don't take another trash on us. Okay. I get something. Okay, Macargo. Yikes. And let's go ahead and smooth over for a Lily. I mean a Cynthia, right? We need to reset this awful, awful hand somehow. No use in attaching energy. Yeah, I think like Sceptile GX is, as JG mentioned, if you don't get attacked or not, it can be very good, but then that doesn't always happen, right? Only 2 item cards, so I don't even have knockout on that kind of deal. It helps if you start Baby Boss bench Macargo turn 2 every game, right? I must be playing this wrong. I must be playing this wrong. Okay, so he goes for the Mind Blow now, which I don't mind too much. I'll deal some damage to the Tablemon. Yeah, now we're like... I didn't get to use my Beast Ring turn. I'm not winning this game, no matter what. I am 100% not winning this game. So Cynthia, double Shrine. Double Macargo is kind of cool, and then I definitely need Sneasel, I guess. Or I can go for Ditto and try to be sneaky. And then I'll smooth over for a Lily. Yeah, that Blastofflon was just too cost effective. This is my first attack this game for damage, and my opponent's already down 3 prizes, where I'm supposed to be the aggressive chip away deck. This deck is terrible. It's super clunky. This deck is terrible and super clunky. Okay, so my opponent actually gets a knockout, but also... Jeez, I can't even deal 100 damage. That's how awful this is. I can't even deal 100 damage. Or 80 damage. Okay. What? 2 energy? 4, 5, 6. Wow. Had 3 energy prize too. No energy. Oh my gosh. Okay, one last chance for Buzzwole card before we move on to a Alolan Executor. You're tearing up the ladder with it? That's fair. With Sceptile, right? Yeah, Sceptile is pretty decent. Sceptile is pretty decent. Okay, we started Buzzwole and a draw supporter. Wow. Maybe we can do something this game. Players are definitely getting smarter indeed when they see Trovish. And also when they see Sneasel. Right? Also when they see Sneasel. That's definitely how you play around it. Oh my gosh, now Lost March. Yikes. The meta is just so bad for this, and this is just so bad as well, I think. What's your opinion on Lieutenant Surge outside of style? Do you feel like it could help Garchomp Lucario? Yeah, actually, I hadn't thought of that. Garchomp Lucario is a very, very good card to be playing Lieutenant Surge, RMP 0. And I think it's going to be like a good one-off or two-off in decks for those situations where you're like, okay, especially Zoroark decks, where you have to like Guzma and a Cerola on the same turn or something like that. Wait, what? Purposely retreated into an Alolan Vulpix? What? That makes no sense. That honestly doesn't make sense to me. Let's go ahead and field blower the stadium so I can play my own. That was a super weird turn 1. I guess he wanted to avoid the knockout, which he would have avoided anyways, because our hand once again sucks. No, it's fine. If I get Diancie, I get knockout on Natu, so it makes sense. I forgot Natu doesn't have fighting resistance. I thought it did. So it kind of makes sense. I wouldn't have gotten knockout anyways because of awkward draws, but it makes sense. I haven't Lilied on turn 1 with this deck either, right? I haven't Lilied on turn 1 with this deck either. Lost Blender. Got rid of Tapu Koko and Jumpluff. So playing a lot of extra Pokemon to help out the deck, which can be good because they're also extra targets. Wow, Mysterious Treasure. Okay, so we got a shrine. Now I'm actually gonna discard the shrine and the buzz for a Slugma. That makes more sense. He was scared of energy plus Diancie indeed, and then I'll attach energy here, and then I shall instruct. I get the first knockout, right, which is great, but there's already 5 Pokemon in the Lost Zone. Let's go ahead and Lily. What is this stupid deck? Seriously. What is this stupid deck? There's 4 item cards already in the discard pile, so Garb can start taking knockouts, but I don't have Troushes, so tough buckets here. Tough buckets. Yeah. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to whiff next turn knockout and my opponent won't. Ooh, wait, what? He benched Lele. Oh, that opens up a potential comeback for me at some point. That opens up a potential comeback. So that is kind of good news, I guess. The game's not gonna last 9 turns for the Shrine to knock out, but it is an extra ability on the bench. There's 2 now, so Weavile can also get a knockout, but since I didn't bench a Trubbish or a Weavile, I don't have any way to get knockout next turn. I'm only dealing 10 damage, that's just awful. I mean, I wanna burn the switch. Ooh, does Ultra Ball help? The Ultra Ball does help me. Okay, so let me think. Well, no, it doesn't help me. Does it? Ultra Ball into Diancie so I can smooth over for Guzma, get a KO on Natu? Is that my play? I think it's my play. Yeah, it's my play. That was a very nice top deck. That was a very nice and lucky top deck. Okay, so energy here, Diancie, and then smooth over for the Guzma. I am sacrificing a little bit of stability, but I need to keep up the price trade, I think. And I have established a Weavile, and I also, like, if he knocks out this Sneasel, I can knock out with Buzzwole because it's gonna be Sledgehammer, and if he knocks out the Buzzwole, then hopefully I can find the Sneasel, so it's a win-win. And Josh, thank you so much for your subscription. 9 months in a row, very kind of you. How are you doing? Y Lakai, llegaste muy tarde. Llegaste casi 3 horas tarde para ver a Wailord. Used to play this without guard pre-Lost Thunder, and after your Lost Thunder, you prefer to play Desi Tail, Swampert, and Empoleon. Both of them are working. Okay, yeah, both of them are solid decks, I would say. Both of them are definitely solid decks. Okay, so we see a Stretcher, no, an Elm, sorry, an Elms. And we get hit for 140. So no Sledgehammer Rooney for us, but we get to use Weavile for a knockout. Ooh. That's a bittersweet top deck. Do I risk the Cynthia? Yeah, I'm not gonna risk it. I am not going to risk that. I'm gonna grab the Weavile. I can still bench another Trubbish, or find another Trubbish rather. I actually think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna smooth over for Stretcher, the only Stretcher that I have, which sucks. And then I'm gonna Instruct. I'm gonna play Stretcher, and then I'm gonna Cynthia. I need to establish other benched Pokemon as well. Second Slugma, not happy about that one. I'll put those 3 back, and then I shall Cynthia. Now, if I get Baby Buzz plus Energy, I'm very tempted to retreat. Well, that would feel a bit silly. Okay, I'm gonna burn the 2 Nest Balls for sure. For sure. Gonna grab the other Trubbish, or I could grab the Ditto, but yeah, let's grab Ditto, why not? That gives me flexibility. And then the energy will go to the Trubbish, and then I will Evil Admonition for 100 damage. No Stadium from either side, that really sucks because I would love the chip damage on the Lele. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 item cards, especially because of that reason. Especially because of that reason. And yeah, guys, for everyone who tuned in late, the Wailord Magikarp video will be on the channel as quickly as I can muster it after I am done with this with the stream. Yeah, so Lost Blender, discarding 2 Natus. Quite a few Pokemon in the Lost Zone. We're about to find how many. Professor Realm's Lecture. Yes, there is. I absolutely hate the acronym SPAS. It's so bad. It's so terrible. We're gonna play Alolan Executor after this. Yeah. This is guaranteed knockout. Not happy about it, but oh well. Ultra Ball discard. I mean, Ultra Ball is nice. Except using a Trash Lunch to knock out a Natu is not ideal. But it is what it is. How many Guzmas? That would be the second one. I don't need Kukui. So let's grab that. And then... okay, so now I have guaranteed knockout on this, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm gonna smooth over for a Cynthia, I feel. I need a bigger hand. I just need, like, I need more resources for next turn. So then I'm gonna Instruct. I could have used Guzma this turn, but that felt a bit slow. And then, how many energy do I have left? 2 Rainbows and 1 of those other ones. So, I have 1 of each. I have 1 of each. Standard Smidge. Today is standard only, and then tomorrow I might do expanded. Okay, so there's a shrine, which is nice. The energy... huh. The energy... who gets the energy? Ditto to potentially retreat. Right? And then Trash Lunch. That was literally the worst energy to get. The absolute worst energy to get. Okay, Stretcher lets me guarantee the next knockout. And Stretcher might win me the... no, it doesn't win me the game. Stretcher doesn't win me the game. Because I'm missing the energy. If I had a rainbow, one of the 2 rainbows in the deck, I could go after the Lele. Does my opponent have the last Jumpluff in his deck? No, so that's an extra ability. Now I got an extra out thanks to that. I got an extra out thanks to my opponent evolving into Skiplum. Okay. So let's promote the Trubbish. Because worst case I can guarantee knockout on this. Ugh. Oh my gosh, okay. So the Kuzma play is not going to happen. I'm just gonna go for guaranteed knockout. And then hope the extra cards of the Lily can get me there for the last prize card. Which means I need to grab a rainbow here. Okay, I wouldn't mind drawing the other Macargo and evolving the Ditto into that. Okay, I got... Oh wow, my opponent actually concedes. I didn't have the game won. A Stretcher wins you the game if you hadn't attached energy? Wait, how? How would a Stretcher won me the game? Retreat Ditto. Wait, how does that energy affect? I couldn't Lily and Kuzma on the same turn. I couldn't bring down my hand enough to I couldn't bring my hand down enough to use or Guru Instruct to find the last energy. Because my bench was full. I'm pretty sure I couldn't have. That the Lily. I'm pretty sure I couldn't have one there. I think. I'm not, now you've made me doubt. I'm not sure, but at least we got a win with this. So yeah guys, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to leave a like. It really helps out the channel. If you're watching live with me on Twitch, I didn't have an energy, Luis. I was missing the energy. I had a beast energy on the Ditto. That energy was lit. If it had been any other energy, I would have won. But it was the beast energy, which doesn't work on Ditto and it doesn't work on Weavile. Yeah. So, yeah, guys. Once again, the KO, couldn't you have gotten Buzz back and hit Lele? Yeah, hit Lele for 100 doesn't win me the game, though. Hit Lele for 100 doesn't win me the game. So yeah, guys, that's gonna be all on YouTube. If you're watching live with me on Twitch, we have one more deck to look forward to, which is Alon Executor. So don't go anywhere, guys. I will be right back in just